Smith, sit. Down. Bang. Chichi. Chichi. Oops. Dead ka. No, bang. Bang, bang, bang. Chichi, on the ball. Anong ginagawa niyo dyan? Yes, sige. Oh, good boy.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to FYI. For your information, I'm your host, Mitzi Borromeo, with Scotty. We are part of the human-animal teams from Communitails. Thanks for joining us. This is episode 5 of FYI, a family of human-animal teams. We are featuring different members of the HATS or human-animal teams of Communitails. And today, we'll be joined by Doc Mitz Rodriguez and her pet partner, Smith. And Smith's little sister, Chichi, also. For those who are joining us for the first time here, FYI stands for your information. Communitails launched FYI last June as a response to this uncertainty that we're feeling now because of the pandemic. And to help improve well-being by sharing knowledge and skills related to the human-animal bond. It's also a way to connect with everyone, to connect with and build on the growing community of animal lovers and those seeking better mental health care. We're really excited to introduce you to the HATS, to the human-animal teams of Communitails in this FYI series. Last time, you met Mikal and Venera Rolonza and their pet partners, their therapy dogs, Robin and Arya. So today, we'll be hearing the story, the journey of Doc Mitz and Smith. So please do stay with us until the end of the show because we will be giving away some prizes. Yes, you might hear some dog barking also here because they're with us all around. We have 2 lucky winners, so 2 prizes up for grabs. And we want to thank our sponsors for providing these prizes. So here's how you can win the prizes. After our feature today with Doc Mitz, we will post a question related to the interview that you have to answer. And the first 2 people to post their answers correctly will win. So you have to stay and listen until the end of today's show. And thank you to Beringer Ingelheim and Doggies Choice for our special prizes today. So remember, 2 prizes up for grabs. Make sure to check the Communitails Facebook and Instagram pages for updates for those questions for a chance to win. And you can see the links on the screen now. In case you aren't following us yet, please check out our Facebook page, Communitails Inc., and also Instagram at Communitails_PH. Okay, so once again, our guests today, Doc Mitz and Smith. Hello, thanks for joining us today.
Hello.
And Kiki. Hello.
Today.
So before we get into the interview, the in-depth interview, we'll get to know Doc Mitz and her pet partners. Just a quick glimpse to get to know them very quickly through rapid-fire questions that we're going to run for just 1 minute. Are you ready, Doc Mitz?
Yes, ma'am.
Ready? Oh, ready, Smith? Ready, Chichi? Okay, so the first few questions are for you and the 2 dogs, and then later it's all about you. Okay, so let's begin. What's the first thing you did this morning when you woke up?
Wake up.
Wake up.
I woke up. I went downstairs to have breakfast, and so did they.
Favorite game together?
Fetch.
What's your favorite food?
Sila chicken, me chocolate, because they can't have chocolate.
Okay, now this is just for you. If this day were an animal, what would it be? How would you describe
Unicorn,
it?
always.
Oh, okay. What's your favorite gadget?
Cell phone.
What's your biggest indulgence?
Chocolate pa rin.
What new activity or skill have you picked up during this quarantine period?
New skill. Trying to get there sewing.
Okay. What do you miss most from pre-pandemic times?
Going out to the mall.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Doc Mitz. Okay, that was very quick. I know bitin, but now it's time to get to know them and their whole journey up close and personal. So, Doc Mitz, tell us first about yourself. You're a doctor. What kind of doctor are you? Tell us about your practice.
I trained as a pediatrician in Makati Med. So I've been practicing since I passed the diplomate boards 2014.
So how is clinic? What's it been like for you lately with the pandemic? How has it been for you the past year?
Lately, the parents have been cautious. The initial findings among pediatric patients, they said that the transmission rate was low, but you can't be really too sure. I think there needs to be more studies. So everyone's just been more cautious than usual. So patient, well, maybe because the kids aren't, infecting each other in school. I don't see, I've not been having too many cases.
How have you been feeling? How has it been like for you and the dogs?
And the dogs, well, actually my apprehensions is yung getting back if things go normal again, I'll be leaving them behind. And then they might get that separation anxiety day. So, so I've been spending more time with them, but I don't think I've taught them anything new. I tried.
Yeah. So we will talk more about that later, your bonds with them. For now, can you tell us about...
Sorry, but
Sige. Go ahead, sure.
Ano yung last question? What has it
been like for you and the dogs now throughout this whole quarantine period?
Okay. Well, I've been able to spend more time with them. So actually, I'm scared na after the pandemic is over, they'll be used to being left back at home. Pre-pandemic, I just used to take them out to the malls during weekends.
Yeah.
Now they can't go anywhere either. They're missed going to the malls too. I can give them short car rides around the neighborhood, and they like that a lot.
Yeah. Well, definitely we want to hear more about the bonds, what you do for your bonding moments. For now, I want to ask, what was it, you being a doctor, it's quite a hectic schedule. How do you handle that? I mean, were you always an animal lover? How would you take care of your pets if you're always away from work?
We have household help, and they initially they were hesitant, and then they come to love the dogs as much as I do.
How did that love for dogs start?
My grandmother used to have dogs, and then every weekend we'd go to their house, and I'd play with her dogs. And then until my grandparents passed away, and then petless for a long time. And then I heard there was this time that pet cafes were kind of starting, yung mga dog cafes. So I went to them, and then pero not that often. And then the opportunity came that Smith came along, and then that's it.
Well, how did you meet Smith? How did Smith come into your life?
Actually, from my mom's friend. She had to be away, so we were supposed to be only a temporary foster home. And then for a month or so. But after that month or so went by, wala na. Ayaw na ibalik. Binigay na, so yay.
What was it like as a baby? What was Smith like? Did you have a hard time? Or, how were you? Were you really hands-on? Ikaw talaga lahat gumagawa?
Yeah, I used to be the one every morning to walk Smith.
So
he was very fearful of going out actually in the beginning. Now, oh my gosh, he loves the outdoors. He loves going out. Lakwachero. Yes.
Oo nga, may sariling Instagram account si Smith. Daming ginagawa. Smith is always out. Smith even has endorsements. Diba? May mga endorsements. How did that start? How did all of that start? How did you decide to give Smith an Instagram account?
Ingit lang kasi I've been seeing other accounts and then they have so many followers. So sabi ko, oh, why not? Nothing to lose, everything to gain. So I met so many friends online. Smith has so many friends now. Chichi is the one having difficulty making friends because she's scared of everything and everyone. So barking all the time.
Well, Smith
But,
Smith is 4 years old and Chichi's 1, di ba?
Yes.
Hindi pa si Chichi. How is Smith as an older brother? What's his temperament like? Anong personality niya?
We knew it would be okay to get Chichi because I could observe Smith whenever he went around the malls. He'd be the first to approach other dogs, wagging his tail. There were no really adverse reactions from Smith in meeting other dogs. So I thought, yeah. So true enough, when Chichi came as a puppy, they got along fine. But now, Chichi gets Smith's toys. Smith would smell Chichi's saliva on his toys. And he would say, sige, that's yours na lang. I'll go get something else. Tapos si Chichi would smell Smith on his bed, lie down on his bed. Smith would smell the bed. Okay, that's not mine anymore.
So would you say si Smith is more patient or not very chill si Smith compared to Chichi?
Very, very. Si Chichi very excited kasi. And when she gets excited, she gets bitey. Whenever they play, si Smith ang umiiyak.
Oh.
Kasi nakakagat yung hind leg, ganyan. Pero ngayon, alam na ni Chichi kung paano mag-control.
Yeah.
Yung
What are yung mga
yung
favorite, usually anong mga gustong gawin ni Smith? Anong favorite activities niya? You said likes making pasyal nga, pero other, mahilig ba yan ng games or trick? You've taught Smith some tricks also.
Yes. Ayan, pag treats time, ay nako, galore the tricks. See? Ayaw. Ang tahimik naman ng stick mo. Spa! May jumping. Okay. Sali naman yung isa. Yeah. Treats time. Treats time is probably another pastime. I never give treats unless it's after a trick, a successful trick.
Okay.
They're also kasi getting fat.
Especially during this quarantine period.
That's why I give really tiny pieces. Like, I have to economize the treats, which is a good thing.
So did you
din sa bulsa.
You did that all yourself? You taught the tricks? You taught them all yourself? Or may mga trainer rin? Ikaw, How long did it take you to train? I mean, how, like for those tricks, normally for their breed, mabilis matuto?
Smith is a fast learner. When siguro around when he was 6 months, I could sit in a day. Pero to reinforce the sit took maybe 3 days and then he knew it. Yeah. The fetch, first I just toss the toy and then if he goes towards it, I praise him. So parang bringing it back to me took a bit longer. So mga 3 to 5 days. Pero ganun kabilis. Si Chichi, maybe a week. I don't know. She's just excited and she sees the treats, ganun na lang siya.
The best
once she performs something, that's it.
For Smith, so Smith is a Yorkshire Terrier, diba? That's the breed. Tell us about that breed. What are they known for? Are they more calm? Anong klase? What are they like?
Ang alam ko lang, Simon Cowell has.
Celebrity.
So I
Dog.
don't know what that speaks about the breed. Kasi si Simon Cowell yun.
I mean, they're easy to bring around, no? Because my dog, si Scott, I have a form of terrier and si Scotty, he barks a lot. But Smith doesn't bark a lot, no? Very friendly siya. Hindi siya aggressive.
He's very territorial. So if there's a delivery or any stranger at the gate, he'd bark. Pero kasi I was also able to control that. When I just say shh, he'd stop or at least lessen the barking.
So, Smith came to be known for some reason at some point as a celebrity dog, diba? Celebrity dog. How did that happen?
I don't know also. The closest thing to a celebrity would be meeting Curtis Smith.
Yes, there is a feature on chalk.ph which people can watch on YouTube. So what happened? How is that? So yan yung ilan minutes of fame ni Smith.
Oh, yeah. So I think Communitails was staffed by Chalk kasi they were going around at the maybe and during that space, and then they did a feature.
They were talking about mental health awareness.
Yeah. Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
And then Communitails was asking among the hats kung sino available for the time of the taping, and then yun. Apollo and then Smith were available at the time. So, yeah.
People can watch more of that on YouTube at the link.
Yeah, it's still up!
So you will see more. Nag-makeup pa si Smith. Hindi, wala ako. Speaking of makeup accessories, you have a lot of accessories for them, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you can follow the Instagram account of Smith and you'll see the latest one, naka school uniform sila.
Okay.
School uniforms, right? How did that happen? I mean, is it just something you like to do? Or how did you get into all of that?
I like cute things or things from Japan, Korea, ganyan. So I'd actually look for hashtags, tapos use Google Translate, parang Yorkie or dog, cute, in Korean or Japanese, and put it in the search hashtag in Instagram. And then I'd see so many other dogs, tas ang dami ng accessories. Sabi ko, I want this for Smith, I want this, ganyan. So I tried looking. Initially, I wasn't able to find a lot. And then, it caught on. Ang dami nang gumagawa, mga local, during the time of the pandemic, biglang ang daming gumagawa ng bandana for dogs.
You started making something, di ba? You started creating mga accessories for the dogs, for the hair.
I was trying to be, MacGyvery? I bought some pom-poms.
Cute! Yes, you can see it.
Okay. And then, I didn't know how to string them na hindi sila mag-gaganto. So I tried to think of a way, and then I found lace lying around.
Ooh, nice.
And then other ribbons lying around.
Yeah.
So hand-sewn, very amateur sewing. Pero ayan, it looks so cute in my car.
So ano yan? Is it for the neck, collar?
Yeah.
And Smith doesn't mind wearing. Pag binibihisan mo siya, okay lang siya. Hindi siya naiinis.
Before, I think, whenever I dress Smith up, I give him a treat. So kaya he associated it with going out. Kaya nasanay na lang siya na magsuot ng kung ano-ano.
Yes. Ang cute! That is adorable. I know people mistake Smith for a girl dahil nga yung hair. No? Parating kala nila, because of the hair, the mga accessories pa. Pretty boy. That's Pretty Boy Smith. Nice. That's really nice. Parang inggit si Chichi.
I have the streets here.
That's so cute. Oh, so that could be an alternate career, no, Doc Mitz? You can start selling dog accessories.
I don't have enough pom-poms. I only bought them.
That's so cute. So Smith, you can see, so calm, perfect to be a therapy dog. So let's talk about how you met Communitails. How did you find out about Communitails?
My sister's previous classmate is Niner. And then I think I already saw, I think, Communitails around, not sure kung Facebook or Instagram, advertising the hats. And then I heard from my sister that Niner was part of it with ramen. So, and then they were going, not sure if they were already going around or being in Ateneo. Sabi ko, yay, I want to do that too. No?
You joined one of the courses, the sessions.
Yes, and then from there I joined the courses.
Yeah, we were classmates in one of them. I remember we were classmates. Yeah. What were your initial impressions? What did you think when you first, got to know the group, learned from, some of their courses?
I liked their approach. They explained what an animal-assisted interventions was, and then may animal-assisted therapy, animal-assisted education, animal-assisted activity. I didn't know there was such a classification. I just thought therapy dog. Yeah. Apparently, marami palang kinds, and my real hope was that I could take Smith into hospitals, visit the sick. That's apparently was going to be a thing sana with Doc Ed's visiting. I think he had a talk with Medical City.
Yes, Medical City.
So, not sure. Initially, alam ko for the staff, for the nurses who retired, etc., or going from work. Pero ngayong pandemic, sayang.
Oo nga eh. Well, yeah, now maybe we'll have to find a way to do it online somehow. Have you ever thought of introducing your patients? Because you're a pediatrician, so I'm sure the kids, this is something that might really resonate with them. Have you ever thought of introducing Dogtor Smith to them? Or using Smith to help with your patients?
Only if the clinics will allow dogs inside.
Or home visit.
I think that's the only barrier.
Yeah.
Marami pa rin hospitals who see dogs as maybe unclean or unsanitary, so they don't let them in. But going around malls, sometimes there'd be this group of kids. Maybe they're mga cousins siguro. Basta naalala ko there were like 7 kids. I had Smith and Chi-Chi. And then may parang impromptu AAA, Animal Assisted Activity session in the mall. So we sat sa one of the empty hallways. I made sure na I wasn't in anybody's way. Tapos parang they sat down in a circle, just started petting Smith. I handed out treats, taught them how to, if you raise it like this, and then you say sit, you'll do a sit. Or if you hand out your hand like that, you'll do a shake. Tapos natuwa naman sila. And then buti sumunod naman yung dogs. Masunugin, basta may treat.
Iba talaga. There is really power in these, the way it will draw people and just, bring people together, no? So what made you decide to become a human-animal team? Why did you decide to join and train for that?
Ultimately yun, I wanted, I saw before the dogs. I think this was mga film clips from hospitals abroad. They would bring the dogs inside the hospitals to the nursing home or yung mga terminally ill wards, and then they just sit in the hospital bed. The patient would pet the dog, and then after that, that's it. And then they came out happier, or that made their day.
Yes. I think we see that, especially here in the Philippines, we're more familiar with those experiences abroad, no? So it's wonderful that groups like Communitails now bring this experience here. Do you remember your first community engagement as a human-animal team, you and Smith? What was that like?
Yes. We were assigned to go to Ateneo. I choose places that are nearby because I have pre-pandemic, I had a pretty busy work schedule. So I could only choose things that were relatively close. So we went to Ateneo. I was a bit nervous, but then I shouldn't be, or else the dog might act up. Pero thankfully, hindi naman. It was just like everybody sat around, and then it was like one of the mall things. And then I'd had everybody treats, and then I prepared a trick list, sort of. And then I'd instruct them, ways put out the phone. Come here.
Galing, Smith!
And then they told me to hand out brushes. I brought Smith's brush. He likes being brushed. And then I recall, oops, stranger danger.
What does Smith want?
Stranger at the
A
door.
stranger? Okay. So, Smith barks at strangers. Pag alam niya, that one doesn't like sound.
Ano lang, more of signaling, hey, someone's there.
Oh, guard dog.
Very rarely he gets angry at anyone.
Yeah.
But according to the maids, sometimes they'd go on their walks. He'd bark furiously at someone. Sabi ko, baka kumakain ng dog meat.
Oh, naaamoy niya.
Maybe. Kasi sa ibang tao, wala eh. Just that particular person. So parang, baka kumakain ng dog meat. Anyway, going back. Sorry, intermission. Going back to Ateneo, I recall, after the session was scheduled for an hour. Right after 1 hour, Smith just went back into his bag, dog bag, carrier. And then he lied down and then he kind of slept.
Pagod.
So it tired him out, apparently. Yeah. So I was a bit surprised that, you know, they get tired also.
Yes, that's why at Communitails, so they always teach us when you're training to be human-animal team, usually it's a 1 hour limit. That's really more for your pet, diba? We have to watch out for the well-being of our animal partners. For you, but what do you think what were the challenges, do you think, in the training to become a human-animal team? Did you find anything particularly challenging or difficult? Or surprising?
I don't recall anything na particularly difficult during his assessment.
Yeah.
I think I'm thinking now more for Chichi because you know, she gets easily scared of so many. Because of the pandemic also, I have had little chance of getting her to socialize on object, other people, other animals. So, ang kilala lang niya yung mga tao sa bahay, mga kasama sa bahay.
Oo. So you plan to also have Chichi become one of the therapy dogs for Communitails?
That was also my plan kasi I could bring both of them in one session so that one of the problems I think with Smith as a therapy dog, she's tiny. So there's not much to pet.
Yeah.
People who there's not much to hug.
Yeah.
So the people would crowd over him. Initially I thought na he might get scared kasi everybody was going to loom over him like that, but he was fine. He was fine.
You remember the reactions? I suppose, you know, there's always so much joy in the faces of the students or other people who meet Smith. Do you remember any particularly memorable experiences you've had that really stuck to your mind when you had some of these animal-assisted activities? The students' reactions or teachers?
There was one student who, after the session, wanted to have a picture with Smith and carrying him. Smith is not a hugger.
Why? What happens if you try to hug him? What does he do?
Papalag siya. Ayaw niya. Well, ngayon, obedient. Pero, ayan, ayaw niya. So,
okay, so you have to. What do you do when that happens? What do you do when people try to? How do you respond then?
I tell them that he's not much of a hugger, but apparently when I bring the dog or Smith to that person or to the behave naman siya. At saka it's a short picture, so he's fine with it.
Yeah.
Wag lang yung matagal.
Oh. No, okay siya.
He
Magaling mag-pose for pictures si Smith, no? Or mahirap ba ipapose siya?
Taking pictures to the two of them takes an hour or so then, or 30 minutes or so. Kasi you call attention, here, and then you wave the treat everywhere, and then you get that perfect shot. Kasi ang daming shots, flooding your naka-shutter setting pa. Yun yung isa sa mga techniques daw to get the perfect shot. Kasi it's really hard to capture. So you have to put it yata on shutter mode or multiple shot mode. And then you choose one of them.
Yan pala yung reality, di ba? You see the picture, ang gandang! Dali. It takes work. It takes work.
It takes
Beautiful
work.
shot. A lot of work. Oh.
Correct.
So let's talk about some of your human-animal bonds. You know, through the years, so Smith is 4 years old. How are your bonding moments? What do you normally do when it's just, you know, your you time, you and Smith time, or you and Chichi, all of you?
Pre-pandemic, my Smith and Chichi time was going around the house. They really enjoy that. When I take the keys to the car, they're excited. They always think that, kasama ba kami dyan? And then when they're inside the car, Smith would peer out the window. And then kapag cruising na yung car, he'd settle down, take a nap, short nap. And then he actually cries in the parking lot when I'm already going in reverse. That's how excited he is. Pero nowadays, yan, chill lang. Merong routine si Smith eh. He'd go for his walks in the morning, have breakfast. After breakfast, come to my room for a nap. And then lunchtime, roam around, play. And then afternoon, nap na naman. Nap.
Yeah, this is nap. Usually afternoons or nap time.
In the evening, he'd go for another walk to go for bathroom purposes before dinner. Tapos after dinner, yeah, walk ulit outside, baka may kailangan i-release ulit. And then,
So pre-pandemic times when you're, let's say, you're out the whole day after a busy day, when you come home, do they jump all over you? Is it, you know, do you see the excitement? How are they when you see them after a
yeah, they're not jumpers, but they will greet you. And then, actually, I'm not sure if I've been watching before even before we got Smith. I used to enjoy watching Cesar Milan.
Yes. Dog whisperer.
Dog behaviorist / trainer. He says that when you go into the house, no eye contact, don't call your dog's name supposedly. Parang you let him come to you kasi dapat. Kasi if you go to him, he's the boss. Or parang he's the leader. So parang sabi daw, you let the dog come to you. Smith waits for me on top of the stairs. He will look down as you go up the stairs. So I don't know if he thinks na, oh yay, you're coming to greet me. You're home coming to greet the king, me. So I don't know if that's, maybe that's just me, or maybe that's my mali interpretation ko of what I've seen on TV. But, well, I don't know.
Iba-iba yung personalities, di ba? Oo. Have you all, is Smith your first, like, the real first dog you had na you talagang took care of?
Yes.
So what has it been like for you? Before that, you never had your own dog that you really took care of.
Right.
How would you describe this bond? I mean, how has Smith, what kind of meaning has Smith brought into your life?
We had to get used to new routines, the new normal. Take him out for the walks, prepare his food. Smith is a picky eater, so it's always a challenge to having him to eat.
Yeah.
Looking for food that he likes. He always likes chicken.
Favorite food, yeah.
Uh,
Now, during this pandemic, quarantine, 24/7, yun nga, you're together all the time. You said you're worried baka ma-separation anxiety sila. But in terms of you, for everyone that, everyone's been saying throughout this time, we're feeling anxiety, how have the dogs helped you? Have you found a sense of comfort through them?
They give me something to do. I try to train them new things. And maintaining their Instagram is a bit of a chore also. Na it's amazing how some Instagram accounts are able to post something new every day. Yeah. Because I cannot. Even during the pandemic, it's trying to just have one shot. Pero trying to conceptualize something unique every time. So that people don't get tired of it. It's not easy. So
it's a lot of work.
I try to I have to maintain their account. So yeah.
In fact, I see in the account you sometimes Smith endorses. There's a lot of products that you get. Are these people who also reached out to you because of the Instagram account? They give products to Smith to try?
No. It's more of me trying to support local makers. Yes. So I buy something, I put it on them, and then I take their picture. Only one company reached out to me, and you can see that company in their Instagram. But otherwise, I try to support as many people as possible. I buy something of this, something of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
What are their favorites? What have you found locally that they really like? Any particular type of food, or you said chicken?
Yung mga dehydrated treats.
Okay.
Yung mga dehydrated chicken. They love the dehydrated duck, and then the rabbit of Bon Appetit and barf.ph. Yeah. A lot of during the pandemic, a lot of companies suddenly came out. Medyo hesitant ako to try, but maybe in the future I will also try them out. There's so many things you want to support, so many things you want to buy, but even during the pandemic kasi medyo, yun na nga, recession eh. So, buying capacity is also medyo not that good.
Exactly. So have you tried to make anything on your own apart from making their accessories? Make some dog, I don't know, treats or out of vegetables or something sa bahay. Baka yun yung next thing.
Well, we're planning something. Mom thought of something, and maybe we'll try that out. We're in the process of procuring materials. Maybe you'll see it soon sa Instagram.
Oh, exciting. So tell me again about, apart from these activities that you were doing pre-pandemic, how about now during this whole quarantine? Did you find more bonding moments, like new things that you started doing, or new maybe behaviors that you observed in Smith or Chi-Chi because of the pandemic? Did you notice something new about them? Discover new things about them? Meron bang lumalabag?
I tried to train Chi-Chi to be more sociable. So before the pandemic, she just used to be inside the house. And then one time, I think she saw Smith outdoors. And then on her own, I think she also wanted to go out. Pero syempre not without a leash, so I found one of Smith's old harnesses. It fit her naman, buti naman. And then yun, now she also likes being outdoors. But if the neighbors pass by with their dogs,
The Chihuahua barking.
oh,
Oo.
yun, parang scared. Pero we're trying to stop her from doing that. We're trying to figure it out how it happens. Recently, we discovered that if we let go of the leash, she stops barking with the neighbor's dog in the vicinity.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll observe more and study more.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things we learn also through Communitails is the behavior, no? Dog behavior, how to kind of understand their body language. What did you learn? What's something that particularly stuck to you that maybe helped you understand Smith more?
Ayan, I had to learn how to look at the ears, the tail, the eyes. Ayan, si Smith, he would parang stare na, and then at a dog or something. Sometimes kasi some dogs he's okay with, some dogs he doesn't like. I don't know why. Pero ayan, kapag naka-stare na siya, I say shh, before he even does anything. And then during the malls, if he gets super excited, he gets very pully on his leash. So before he gets to a certain heightened sense of excitement, I say already shh.
Yeah.
And then pull back.
That's the Caesar Milan shh, shh. Diba? Yeah. But so you earlier when we were talking about the Communitails activities, you said nga after 1 hour pagod na si Smith. What about in terms of, I know it's only been, when did you joined in 2018, diba? You joined Communitails, 2019, I'm sorry. You joined in 2019. So it's only been a year?
Like 2018 actually.
I thought it was longer.
I joined 2018. But when I checked my gallery, my pictures, my certificate, wait, 2019 lang pala.
So how many activities have you joined? How many sessions have you done with the community with Smith?
Unfortunately, not a lot. That's how busy I was pre-pandemic. So many things I wanted to do sana. I wanted to go to Assumption also because I'm actually a graduate of Assumption Antipolo.
Ah, okay.
So I haven't been back to my alma mater for a long time.
You might have, well, who knows, there might be some online visits.
Yes.
Because I know it's only, so you've only done very few, maybe 1 or 2 sessions, but is there actually something you can tell us in terms of, has it changed or did you notice a change in the behavior of Smith or maybe in your bond together? Did it, maybe help you bond together more or did you learn something? What are the things that you learned from them?
Actually, I tried to let Smith bond with the students more than with me. I think I learned that from Communitails. During an activity, I'm just there to keep an eye out na nobody mishandles the dog or the dog doesn't do anything towards the client. Yeah. So yun, parang I had to take a step back.
Yes.
And just let it flow. And then, surprisingly, it just flows nice.
Yeah. What do you find most fulfilling? I mean, obviously, being a hat is also hard work, right? It's tiring for Smith, definitely, but it's also, there's so much to observe. What do you find most fulfilling about it? What do you love most about it?
Making someone's day and putting a smile, at least if momentarily, on someone's day. Yeah. I think that's the most fulfilling.
How would you, I mean, we've probably been, about more or less the same time. We've been with Communitails as hats, but they've grown so much over the past few years. How would you see Communitails or how would you like to see Communitails in 10 years' time? What's your vision or hope for them, to the group?
Hopefully, we convince Medical City to let more dogs in.
Yeah.
But I think it already happened, right, with Miss Carla and Bubu. No?
Yes.
I'm not sure which hospital she got admitted to, but I think she was granted special permission.
Yeah, Medical City also, the Medical City.
So I hope that catches on.
Yeah, and hopefully, yeah, I think there's even talks of the mental health centers and schools definitely are very much interested. But since you are a doctor, Doc Mitz, what are your thoughts? Since this is quite new still in the Philippines, but your own personal thoughts as a doctor on how animals can be therapeutic for people. How do you feel about that?
In terms of a doctor, in terms of a pediatrician, a lot of kids are scared of the doctor. They're scared of shots. Tapos ginagawa pang pantakot. Uy, dalhin kita kay doc, injectionan ka. No? Maybe bringing dogs to the workplace or to the hospital will make them not really enjoy the hospital, because I don't want people getting sick. I don't want them to, let's go to the hospital because we'll meet dogs there. No, but I want the kids to not see the hospital as a place of something to be sad. Oh, I'm sick, I don't feel good, and then I have so many shots. And I have to take medicine. So,
And dogs can help, no? I mean, if some other present, it helps them kind of, it breaks the ice, basically. Yeah. Tulog na. We can see si Smith, tulog na. tulog. Oh. Nowadays, also something I guess we're discovering about ourselves during this quarantine as we try to be more reflective is, I guess, how to be more mindful. You have a particular practice in terms of being more mindful or maybe de-stressing, addressing anxiety. Is there anything you can share with us with regards to your mindfulness practice or just how you keep calm or reduce stress?
You have to, in terms of this pandemic, you have to understand your enemy. And it's an enemy that cannot be seen. So you have to be mindful of the protocols that were listed by the medical community. I try to get myself updated because since it's a new illness, they're discovering new things almost every day, especially during the beginning of the lockdown. There are YouTubers that I frequently visit and listen to. Nowadays, it seems to be the same. But you never know that there might be something new. So you try to keep yourself updated, follow the rules, because these rules have been established for a reason. They've been studied by other countries that were hit more than before us. And it works. So I have to be mindful of that every time. And then, of course, prayer. We cannot be always in control. For the things we know we can control, yes, let's do that. But, there are things we cannot control, and prayer is one of the things that, as a Catholic, I'm not sure about other religions.
Yeah, but definitely it's that's whatever it is that you need, to help you find that sense of peace. And also, there's so much information going around. You're right. There's so much myths and misconceptions going around. So you're right. We have to be mindful also of what we read and share. Finally, about how would you? What would your message be to other people? I mean, I know many friends ask me, or people are always interested about perhaps having their dogs or even themselves training to be maybe a human-animal team. What would you say to them? To anyone that might be considering becoming a human animal team, what would you say to them?
They have to know their dog first and foremost, I think. I think some owners know that. I think it was Joe who mentioned that, I think my dogs are too active or too aggressive during play to become a therapy dog. You have to know your dog's strengths and weaknesses before applying to become hat. But if you do think that your animal friend is a good candidate, yeah, sure, why not? Come join.
Yes. And it is a wonderful community. It's a growing family. For you,
Yes.
what is Communitails to you? How would you describe Communitails? What does the group mean to you?
They're animal advocates. They also are advocating, being a proper owner or handler for your dog. You're not just an owner. You bring your dog to heal others, and then that reciprocates. Being of service or bringing joy to others. It comes back to you. So I think that's the mutual healing part. And then they're all animal lovers in that community. So yeah.
It's a great community to be part of. That's the kind of environment we want to hopefully, and culture we want to also project to the rest of the country and the world. Thank you, Doc Mitz. Thank you for sharing your story. And Smith, hi Smith. Smith. Thank you very much. It's very tiring to be... Ayan, iikot na siya. Thank you.
Treats?
One more trick. Kaya ba nila before we go? Hindi na. Tulog na.
Chichi. Chichi, come. Chichi, come. Chichi. Oh, good girl. Oh. Balance. Dito. Touch. Up. Okay. Up. Okay, good.
Thank you, Doc Mitz, Smith, and Chichi. Wow, dami namin natutunan sa kanila. So many tricks.
Pagkain.
Daming kinain.
Bonus time mo yan,
Ito, magugustuhan nila Chichi and Smith for sure. They're gonna meet an ancient breed of indigenous dogs. So this is a new segment we have, Doc Mitz, called FYI Bite. So it's a small bit of news information where we share fascinating information or news about our animal friends, the human-animal bond, and animal welfare, or maybe some mindfulness and mental health tips or trivia. So our FYI Bite for today is about a wild dog found in the ancestral lands of Bukidnon, Mindanao. So listen to this. I don't know if you saw this, Doc Mitzi, kasi it's been making the rounds on social media. It even went viral just earlier last month, actually. Known as the tiger dog and aso ng gubat by locals, it's also called bird catcher in Luzon and witch dog in the Visayas. In an article on esquiremag.ph, this wild dog breed could be 36,000 years old. It does not breed with other dogs. Oops, there's a thunder. Sorry, see, matching thunders and scary story na to. It has sharp claws, climbs trees, and hunts cobras. Kumakain siya ng ahas. Cobra. These dogs have a full coat, meaning the dark brown with black stripes. According to Tom Asmus, Scotty, listen, you'll be scared of this dog. According to Tom Asmus, a Philippine indigenous dog researcher, these dogs can survive independently in the forest and can be hard to raise in a household. They climb trees to get their prey, they hunt snakes, and are capable of surviving on just jungle vegetation. And Tom Asmus also says you cannot keep these wild-blooded ones domestically because they have little or no resistance to common domesticated canine illnesses. The aso ng gubat or witch dog has a keen killer instinct, which makes it a high-value target for illegal dog fights. So they will kill a dog no matter what size. And in fact, sabi ni Asmus, the dog researcher, that if you let them loose, so he lives in a farm in Mindanao, they end up eating the livestock, like the chickens, yung mga ibang aso. So and even they can't tell the difference between a rat and a cat, so they'll eat anything. So most Filipinos think that they are only a myth and they don't exist. But this story shows they are real. And the Lumads, the indigenous people from Bukidnon, see them to be on the same level as humans, and they consider them forest spirit. And that's your FYI bite for today. Now we know there's an ancient indigenous breed of wild dogs whose bloodline goes back 36,000 years. So I think our dogs can't play with them. It's nakakatakot. And that's it for today's FYI session. We hope you all had fun. Thank you again, Doc Mitz, Smith, and Chi-Chi. They're still eating. Thanks to all of you for watching. Again, we will be posting a question on the Communitails Facebook page for a chance to be one or two of our lucky winners to get prizes from Beringer, Ingelheim, and Doggies Choice. So make sure to stay tuned for that question, and the first to answer in the comments will win the prize. We'll get in touch with you so you can claim your prize. So make sure to follow our social media if you haven't already on Facebook and on Instagram. And you can also view past FYI sessions in the video section of the Facebook page of Communitails. And guess what? We also have a YouTube account. So check out that link on the screen, and please do subscribe, like our videos, and hit that bell button to see more of our videos in the future. So please do join us in the next episode of FYI, where you will learn more about our human-animal teams like Mitz and Smith. I'm Mitzi Borromeo with Daddy over here.
And I'm Mitz with Smith and Chi-Chi. We're Communitails.
Where healing is mutual.
Get your land. Get. Yan. Put here. Oh, ay mali. Ayaw mo hug. Kiss mo na. Eh, tampururut. Kiss mo na. Oy, good boy. Speak. Oh, okay. Sige. Oy, she got one too. No more? Meron pa yan. I see it. It's there. You smell it on my hand. Kaya talaga. Yay! Sit. Down. Bang! 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 Wow, that's the closest close-up you ever got. Up. Sit. Speak. Ang tahimik talaga mang speak nito.